assure you that the targeted enrollment that you have earmarked will be achieved, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much. Now, this year, a call center too was set up. 50-seater call center was actually set up. And as a result, the first week, we were receiving more than 7,000 calls per day. More than 7,000 calls per day. But as it is coming, then the calls were dropping up. So I can assure you that from the time or the 1 month that we have engaged in the call center, we have received more than 300 and something thousand calls. And as a result, we have been able to resolve more than 80% of the challenges that we experienced. What were the challenges? The challenges were those who want to change from what? Day to boarding. Those who want to convert from what? From the grammar schools to the TVET schools. Those who just want to, they are not interested in the school that they were given, so they want to change the schools. And we have 1 or 2 just visually impaired people who also complained, and we have been able to resolve all these problems. Honorable Minister, so this is the state that we find ourselves. We thank you for your good guidance, and I would also like to thank you all for also your support, how you've been able to work, how you have been working hard to also support the 2023 placement exercise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coordinator, Mr. Mark Sasu. So we've had a demonstration of what happens at the placement or the resolution center. So we'll have the rest, we'll leave it out to the Honorable Minister for Education, Dr. Osei Adutwum, to run us through why we've gathered here and brief the general public as to the development in the education sector, especially at the pre-tertiary level. Thank you.
Let them talk about experience.
Okay, so we want to have an experience from the call center, the staff who are working with the general public. Let us have an experience of what you hear and how the communication goes. So we randomly, we want to have an experience from your end. We want to have an experience from your end. Okay, so come and share with us an experience.
Yeah, you can take like 3 of them.
All right, I'm Reverend Falila Osman, PRO, Ghana Central Municipal Education Directorate. Most of the callers, just like my boss said, call because they are not very comfortable with the schools that they've been placed in. Most of them are automatically placed all right, but they still say that they don't want the school, even though they chose the schools themselves. What we've realized is that maybe they choose a category A school, and then they feel that their wards will get that school. So whatever school they choose from the second to the 6th choice, they just pick anything at all. So the minute they don't get the A school, then they are in a fix. So they will call and tell you that I don't want this school, irrespective of the aggregate that the child gets. And then some of them too, when they don't get into the grammar school, they want to go to TVET instead. So they will call that we are no more interested in the grammar school. We rather prefer the TVET. Others too will do self-placement and then call to tell you that they are no more interested in, or they don't like the schools that they themselves chose. So we tell them that with their self-placement, you can change as many times as you can once you've not gone to enroll. So these are the few issues. I think some of my colleagues will add up. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. So you also walk us through the technicalities involved in the whole exercise.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Swatson Isaac, in charge of operations at the Computerized School Selection and Placement System. I wanted to look at the technicalities in the call center operations and the placement system in its entirety. The call center actually looks at two major things. One, doing a PR work that is trying to engage the public to explain All right, thank you very much. So we are looking at the technicalities in the placement system and then the call center exercise. The call center exercise involves two major works, that is the PR system and then the ticketing. The PR system is actually to engage the parents and then help them understand how the placement system works. Because we realize that most of the issues that came in over the years, most of the issues that they call to complain about are not issues that are to be worked on the system. The parent actually needs explanation to the issues. For example, a parent may call and say, my child wrote with a friend. They
But given the special situation, he can make an exception to examine the child and determine the appropriateness of his placement in Ghanaian senior high school. So I'll come to the headquarters of GES and ask for the director of instruction. He's a very nice guy. He'll be able to help you.
Kindly call out your name.
Thank you, my brother from Somenya. Good morning. All right. So let's go outside.
Thank you,
Okay.
Honorable Minister. So as part of the process, we are not just dealing with parents, telling them or taking their concerns. But again, we make use of guidance and counseling from the guidance and counseling unit of the Ghana Education Service. So I'll humbly call on the director in charge of guidance and counseling, Director Bremen, to walk us through how the guidance process is done for the public as well.
You didn't do any guidance.
Thank you very much. The entire process requires guidance because it calls for selection and then placement. So the pre-selection stage of the whole process requires that the guidance coordinators and teachers engage the parents. And this is where I want to make an appeal that parents, you are called to be in the school to get the guidance required in the selection of the schools. Please humbly do so, because to a larger extent, if you go to the school to get the guidance, it will avert the challenges that you are going through with regards to the placement. So we will humbly wish that parents will also do that. We do the guidance for them and let them know the processes of the entire school selection thing. And we make them know that they should get in touch with the school authorities to know the children's ability, their interests, their strengths, and what they are able to do in the selection of the programs and in the schools. Please, if parents would get the guidance very well and adhere to it, we wouldn't have the challenges that some of them are going through, because if a parent is well informed and he or she is ready to listen and go through the process, it is a matter of priority. And what we've realized through the selection period is that parents are only concerned about the first choice for their schools, which they think that their wards should get it. The system doesn't work so. That is why there is that priority, there is that list according to priority. It means that if your ward doesn't get the first choice, you have another option of another school that is equally good for the child, and then another option in that order. So parents are here once again being appealed to that they should take their time. And also when it comes to the placement, because it's an automatic something, the system is prepared in such a way that the system obeys the selection that you, parents, with your consent, have made with the school. So please, we are humbly appealing to you that when it gets to that level, take your time and then get the system, let the system work as it's expected. One thing that we've realized during this selection period is that most parents are not informed about even the schools that they are ward selected. And this is a humble appeal to all of you that please, let's go by the system, so that we hope that come next year, we will not see the challenges that we've seen this year, because a lot of counseling, a lot of guidance, a lot of education has gone through the system. And we are hoping that the problem will be solved next year. We will not have it in that quantum. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Director. We'll have another session from the Schools and Instructions Outfit of the Ghana Education Service. Director Ajimaidia, Prince Ajimaidia.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Honorable Minister, and good morning, everybody. I just want to stand on the presentation by the Minister and add that for some parents, first of all, I would like to congratulate all the candidates who have been placed and who are in school. And it is the hope of the Education Service and the Ministry that we take advantage of the free SHS and become very serious with our books, so that at the end of the day, you will come back and serve the country based upon the investment that has been done. For some parents whose was, for one reason or another, could not be enrolled, especially some people might have completed last year, there is that window, we call it the re-entry policy. You are encouraged to report at the GES headquarters for the issue to be resolved, or the regional offices for the issues to be resolved. After this whole exercise, now that the Honorable Minister is here to officially congratulate all of us, GES and the ministry will now go to the schools and do physical count of the children to ensure that all the children who have been placed are physically present. And we will hand over the issue to the schools, continue to work with them, and ensure the successful stay of our children in the various campuses. Thank you.
So we are taking the closing remarks from the 21st century educationist, Dr. Osei Adutwum.
21st century education. This is the first I'm hearing that. You're 21st century educationists. I'm so glad that we're able to do this, and also the parents that I spoke with, I'm so glad I got the opportunity to speak with them. I've also been able to experience your work. So it's great to have that kind of experience. I think I can now put on my CV that I was a call center expert or employee. I just want you to know, as you sit, hey, Leon, let me stand up. Parents of Ghana, if your child has not been able to report to school yet, because you are waiting to get all the prospectus items, I want you to know that my headmasters want to see you at school immediately. So even if you don't have all the items, go to school. The headmasters can't wait to see you and welcome you to their schools. They don't want you to stay at home. Go to school with the little that you have. And if you are determined, one day you will tell your story of how you went to Odogono with your one shirt, one short, and the government gave you your uniforms, and then you say the rest is history. You tell the world that you didn't wait till you got all your items, and yet you went. So parents, send your children to school. Let's take advantage of the opportunity presented to us by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, and let us all embrace the free senior high school free TVET, so you can change the future of your children, change the future of your family, and change the future of this great nation called Ghana. Employees of the call center, I truly appreciate your work. I don't have enough words to thank you for all the sacrifices that you've made to ensure that we can get our children back to school. To our friends from the media, without you, we couldn't have dialogue with our country. I know there are some who call and say, I want to speak with the minister. And I got a chance to speak with them because they were watching us live on TV. So our friends from the media, we truly appreciate the work you are doing, guidance and counseling, every one of you from GES, also Free Senior High School office, the PRO guys, we appreciate your work. I thank you, and God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. So we are part of history. Good afternoon. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
This, somebody? This is for someone.